the Boston Pizza CHL Game of the Week aired in Ontario. Not only that New Year's Day game against the Memphis River Kings, which should be very entertaining for our friends up north, but also a January 14th contest against the Topeka Tarantulas here at the Century Tel Center. So if you're listening to this game in Ontario on the internet right now, get ready for a couple games on Leafs TV. Brandon Carper retreats behind his own goal as the Brahmas go for the controlled breakout. 60 seconds to go in period number 2. Mudbugs with a 3-2 lead. Martin Paquette through center ice. Left wing pass, Woolard over the line. Heavy slap shot. That one off the blocker of Ken Carroll to the corner. Woolard back of the goal. Martin Paquette smothered into the boards by Jason Basil. Dan Wildfong hit by Woolard. Lundbaum keeping it alive to the slot. Chad Woolard tried to dangle past Dan Wildfong. Couldn't do that. And it's Craig Menard back the other way. 3-on-3. Menard cuts to the left wing side. Looking to go towards the middle. Hit into the glass by Joran Welsh. Soki steps away from the fray. Craig Soki left point. But Forbes McPherson couldn't take it off the boards. And he wisely retreats to center. Craig Soki swipes it right back in. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Brandon Carper rips it around. McPherson cutting it off along the half boards of the slot for Soki right towards the net. That one's kicked out by Murphy. 9 seconds to go in the period. Wildfong decked from behind by Carper. Sits along the boards, throwing a cross for Soki, but a little too hard by McPherson. Big hit near side. Soki and Woolard shoulder to shoulder, but the horn sounds as Dan Wildfong and Martin Paquette still going at one another. Craig Menard barking at Joran Welsh. And the linesman looking to step in. Martin Paquette and Jason Basil in there, but Paquette and Dan Wildfong exchanging words. Carper doing the same, and Craig Soki just shakes his head as Martin Paquette will be escorted to the locker room by referee Fred Lecoyer. Both teams go down their runways, and we will get ready for the Dodge Intermission Report. Again, we'll be talking about the upcoming events for the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs, upcoming games and broadcasts for you. And we'll also take a look around the Central Hockey League with the updated standings with a final score in from earlier this afternoon. Right now here in this building, it's 3-2. The Mudbugs with the lead against the Fort Worth Brahmas after 2 periods of play. Another solid 20 minutes put together by our Bugs. We'll talk about it after this timeout. You're listening to Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs Hockey here on KWKH, AM 1130.
Bill, got a second? Sure, I'll call a timeout. Fine. Did you do an end zone dance when you got an email this?
Churning, as it has been over the last 6 games or so. Face-off win for the Bugs. It's Nicholson to the perimeter for Shepard. Rocket slapper. That one hit traffic in front. Ricochets to the far corner. Palahicki, Shepard, down low. Oliver tapped up top. Bell one-time slap shot. Bounce just wide behind the goal. Near corner, Palahicki for David Oliver. Oliver cycles it down in deep for Scott Shepard. Good movement here by the Bugs. Time ticking down to the power play chance, though. It's over. Najelski on. Shepard walking in, dangling towards the middle. Stuff attempt. He scores! Scott by the Bugs. Up top. Behind the goal. Near corner, Palahicki for David Oliver. Oliver cycles it down in deep for Scott Shepard. Good movement here by the Bugs.
When it comes to increasing sales, image is everything. So make your mark with Aramark, the world leader in uniform services. Aramark knows that professional logo apparel increases customer trust and confidence. That means more sales for you. Put Team Aramark to work for your company today. In Shreveport, call Chris or Rusty, 686-2983. Make your mark with Aramark, and go Mudbugs.
At First Louisiana Bank, we're in business to help your business. With over 100 years of commercial lending experience, our staff understands small business. Starting ourselves as a new business just 5 years ago, we know what's necessary to run a successful business, and we can help you make yours more successful. First Louisiana is the business bank of Shreveport Bossier. I'm Ron Boudreau, president of First Louisiana, and we want to be your business bank. First Louisiana, member FDIC.
When it comes to relationships, you've got yo-yos and frisbees. With the yo-yo relationship, you get extreme highs, inevitably followed by a slide back down to the bottom of the stream. The climb is exhilarating, and the fall takes your stomach away. Now with the frisbee relationship, you've got a longer, smoother journey. And when you do start to come down, you land gently in the hands of a soulmate that's always nearby to catch you. When it comes to the online dating world, Cupid.com is a frisbee in a field of yo-yos.
With nerves of steel, with incomparable courage, with fierce determination, with uncompromising resolve, the men and women of the United States Armed Forces go forth. And wherever and whenever they go, the USO will be there to touch their spirit, to comfort them, to remind them, to simply and heartfully thank them for the extraordinary gift they give us all. Until every brow is soothed and every hand is held, until every battle's won and every song is sung, until everyone comes home. Find out more about the USO and how you can help at USO.org.
Steve Mears back here inside the Century Tel Center. How about that? Sunday evening marriage proposal. I guess she said yes. That's great to see here at the Century Tel Center. Happy holidays to that great couple, and happy holidays to you. Thanks so much for listening to Mudbugs Hockey here on KWKH AM 1130. Congratulations to Laurel and Wesley. They're up on the big board. Mudbugs are pretty happy themselves at this moment in the hockey game. They've got a 3-2 lead after 2 periods of play. It's time to take a look at the second period. And it was a good start to the period by the Fort Worth Brahmas, as they got a couple of scoring opportunities and also had 2 power play chances in the first half of the second period. They couldn't score. And then the Mudbugs had a power play chance of their own. They didn't score, but just seconds after the Sheldon Nijelski penalty came to an end, the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs were able to capitalize, continuing with the cycle, which was carrying over from the power play opportunity by that line of Palahicki, Shepard, and Oliver. They have been tremendous, and they looked really good on this opportunity as they cycled all the way around the Fort Worth zone, and Shane Palahicki got the last stick on it. Near corner, Palahicki for David Oliver. Oliver cycles it down in deep for Scott Shepard. Good movement here by the Bugs. Time ticking down to the power play chance, though. It's over. Nijelski on. Shepard walking in, dangling towards the middle. Stuff attempt. He scores! Shepard walked in, and it looked like Shane Palahicki might have jammed it by Murphy. Either way, the Mudbugs take a 3-1 lead against Fort Worth. It was Shane Palahicki knocking it in between the legs of Dan Murphy after the great work by Shepard to go all the way to the top of the zone. Took a big whack on the right arm, but kept going, stick handled all the way down in deep along the goal line, and then was able to tuck it into the forehand right towards the goal line. Poked in by Palahicki for his second goal in as many games. Shepard and Oliver on the assists. 13:56 at the time, and the Mudbugs had a 3-1 lead, but Fort Worth would answer just 2 minutes later as their checking line put together a goal of their own. Banich and Udovicic were cycling in the near corner. Banich walked out along the goal line, threw it towards the slot, and a nice pass right to Brian Bansner, who shot it. Looked like went off the heel of his stick. He pushed it towards the goal, but it went off the stick of a Mudbugs defenseman in front and deflected in past Ken Carroll for Bansner's 4th of the season. Jay Banich and Nick Udovicic on the assists at 15:41. And the Fort Worth Brahmas able to make it a 1-goal game, and very interesting going into period number 3. Second period shots were 9-8 in favor of Fort Worth, and the 2 period totals 20-14 in favor of the Fort Worth Brahmas. Ken Carroll has made some huge stops. You still go back to the first period on a couple big saves on Brian Lundbaum, And the big stops that Kenny made on the Fort Worth power play chances early in the second period, very important as well. Mudbugs with a 3-2 lead after 2 periods of play. That's a good sign, as the Bugs are 10-0-1 this season when leading after 40 minutes. And it's something that's been happening quite often. The Bugs trying to win their season high 5th game in a row and 6th out of 7. And they are 20 minutes away from doing so. You know, the biggest part of the Mudbugs' success with a lead after 2 periods of play is the play of goaltender Ken Carroll. He completely shuts the door in the 3rd period, and the Bugs will be counting on him to do the same against the Fort Worth shooters. Speaking of Fort Worth shooters, Chad Willard took a slash from Wes Blevins at the 7:38 mark of period number 2, and looked like he was in a whole lot of pain. He certainly was hunched over and skated all the way to the bench. Missed the first shift of the power play chance, but would stay out there for the second half of the power play chance and didn't miss any shifts the rest of the way. But the glove was off, and he was hurting as he took a whack from Wes Blevins apparently. But Chad Willard only missed 1 shift and was right back after taking an awkward hit from Wes Blevins. 3-2 is your score after 2 periods of play. We will take a break and return. We'll tell you about the upcoming games for the Mudbugs. They're going on the road for a couple. We'll tell you about those and also take another look around the Central Hockey League as that final score is in from the Tulsa Convention Center. The Oilers taking on the Wichita Thunder. Here it's 3-2. Mudbugs with a 1-goal lead against the Fort Worth Brahmas. This is Mudbugs Hockey on KWKH, AM 1130.
Get to your local AutoZone store before January 9th. Support our troops with a donation of any amount to AutoZone's Yellow Ribbon Fund. Contributions made in store will fund USO programs helping troops worldwide.
You're listening to the home of the legends, AM 1130 KWKH. And when you get ready for a little rock and roll, well, you can visit the rock station 99X. But then come on back to that great classic country where the country legends still live. The home of the legends, AM 1130 KWKH. People with life-limiting illness sometimes need more than medical care. That's why there's LifePath Hospice Care Services. A team of experienced, skilled specialists give needed help and support coordinating care within the healthcare system. LifePath Hospice Care serving you and your loved ones with a compassionate approach to care in your home or nursing home setting. Live life fully, maintain dignity, and keep personal control over life. Call LifePath Hospice Care Services to comfort always.
Returning home after an illness or injury is a team effort at Garden Court Nursing Center and Heritage Manor of Bossier. Their rehab teams include physical, occupational, and speech therapists all working together, along with the nurses, nurses' assistants, and other team members to provide competent care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information on the quality services at Garden Court and Heritage Manor of Bossier, call Amy at 458-0104. That's 458-0104.
When you're riding your motorcycle, be sure you're not hiding in somebody's blind spot. Be sure those car and truck drivers know you're there. And if you're driving a car or truck, be sure to keep your eye out for those folks who are riding motorcycles. There's a road to share, so be aware that way you'll keep it safe. 'Cause on the road we share, there's no room for mistakes. A motorcycle safety message brought to you by Louisiana State Police.
Steve Mears back with you here once again inside the Century Tel Center. We're between periods 2 and 3. Mudbugs with a 3-2 lead against the Fort Worth Brahmas through 40 minutes of play. Goal scorers for the Mudbugs again, Manitowoc Wildfong and Shane Palahicki. Next game for the Bugs will take place on Tuesday evening. It'll be a 7:35 face-off against the Austin Ice Bats. Hope you'll join us for the broadcast. We'll switch it over to News Radio 710 Keel starting at 7:15 from the Travis County Expo Center in Austin, Texas. Mudbugs will be leading after practice tomorrow to make the 6-hour drive down to Austin to get ready for the face-off coming up on Tuesday night. First look at the Austin Ice Bats since the preseason. And again, we hope you'll join us for the broadcast on News Radio 710 as the Mudbugs and the Austin Ice Bats meet for the first time in the regular season. Because of that game, we will not be at Boomtown Casino for Power Play with Scott Musket. We will be back the following Tuesday, 1 week, and the date on that one is January 4th when we return to the Sundance Canteen at Boomtown Casino for Power Play with Scott Musket, the Mudbugs radio talk show. And then after that, the Bugs will return home for a day here to Bossier Shreveport, and then we'll get ready for a New Year's Eve showdown at the DeSoto Civic Center against the Memphis River Kings. The Bugs trying to continue with their great success against Memphis. And on Friday night, the Bugs will take on the River Kings, and we hope you'll join us again for that broadcast also on News Radio 710 Keel. Then the Bugs and River Kings will come back here to the Century Tel Center for the second half of the home-and-home series, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day against Memphis. And we'll have a 7:05 p.m. face-off New Year's Day on Saturday, January 1st, and then with a schedule change, keep in mind the Mudbugs will be here on January 2nd as well. The game against the Tulsa Oilers, which was originally scheduled for March 3rd, has been moved to January 2nd, and that is a 6:05 p.m. face-off. So we'll be here 1 week from tonight. And it doesn't say that on your pocket schedule, but with the schedule change, the Mudbugs will be here to take on a very good Tulsa Oilers team. So get ready for all the Mudbugs hockey action coming up next weekend, New Year's Day, as the Bugs and River Kings kick off 2005 at 7:05 p.m. on Saturday night, and then January 2nd against the Tulsa Oilers at 6:05 p.m. Get your tickets through Ticketmaster by calling 741-9700 or by logging on to Ticketmaster.com. Stop by the Century Tel Center box office or your nearest Kroger location for special Kroger Mudbugs tickets. And get your tickets for the action coming up next week here at the Century Tel Center. Two big games against division rivals. Final score from earlier this afternoon is in from the Tulsa Convention Center. The Wichita Thunder dismantled the Tulsa Oilers after the Oilers crushed the Oak City Blazers last night. The Thunder over the Oilers, 7-1 the final score. And the numbers in this game amazing. Wichita out shooting the Oilers 41-17. The Thunder had 19 power play chances and scored 5 power play goals. A whole lot of penalties in that game, especially late in the contest. Just a mess, as the Tulsa Oilers were obviously not happy with the 19 shorthanded situations that they faced in the very end of that contest. But the Thunder putting up the numbers. Duda 3 points, Blaznik 2 goals, 1 assist. Travis Clayton 2 goals, 2 assists. Scott Allison 2 goals. The Wichita Thunder with yet another victory as they continue to play some great hockey. They pick up their league-leading 19th win of the season to improve to 19-7-1. That is their 4th consecutive win, and they increase their lead over the Colorado Eagles in the Northwest Division to 7 points, although the Thunder have now played 4 more games than the Eagles, who have a league-low 5 regulation losses. But the Wichita Thunder winners here this afternoon against the Tulsa Oilers 7-1. Elsewhere tonight, the Corpus Christi Rays are at Laredo. The Laredo Bucks have won 7 games in a row. It's the Bucks hosting the Corpus Christi Rays at the Laredo Entertainment Center later on tonight from Laredo, Texas. We'll take another break and return with the start of the third period. Mudbugs trying to shut down the Fort Worth Brahmas again. This is Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs hockey here tonight on KWKH, AM 1130.
Laser vision correction can be very confusing, but doctors Thomas Blanchard and Norman Zavatter at Red River Eye and Laser Center can help you clear up the confusion and achieve clearer vision with less dependence on glasses or contacts. Red River can perform either wide area conventional LASIK or wavefront guided custom LASIK. Financing is available. Call Red River Eye and Laser Center at 318-212-7894 or toll free 866-212-7894.
What's wrong with Mr. Sakate?
He placed a help wanted ad in the newspaper.
Again?
He used lots of words to describe the job.
Again?
He just got the humongous bill.
You were going to tell him about ShreveportHelpWanted.com.
Well,
because unlike newspapers, with ShreveportHelpWanted.com, you use unlimited words to describe the job.
Even place as many ads as you want for one low price.
So why not tell him?
And missing his tear-streaked, runny-nosed, puppy-eye breakdown every month?
He just blew his nose in his tie.
Ew.
ShreveportHelpWanted.com. Long name, amazing results.
In this column, you can see third quarter earnings are up 7% above projected growth. Oh, and as I mentioned to the board of directors, I'm an abusive father. Not only do I physically abuse my 2 young children all the time, I neglect them as well. I often leave them alone for hours at a time without any supervision.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize, perhaps then more people would report it. If you even suspect abuse, call Child Help USA at 1-800-4-A-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. We've helped millions of people help millions of children. And we can help you. All calls are anonymous and confidential. So remember, 1-800-4-A-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Child Help USA. Trust your instincts. A public service message brought to you by Child Help USA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Shreveport Mudbugs hockey tonight from the Century Tel Center. I'm Steve Mears, and you're listening here on KWKH AM 1130. So glad you've joined us for Mudbugs hockey on this Sunday evening. Bugs exude with confidence against this Fort Worth team over the last 3 seasons, and can't get too overconfident. Still 20 minutes of work ahead. The Mudbugs with a 3-2 lead after 2 periods of play. Ken Carroll's off to our right. Period number 3. And off to our left is Dan Murphy of the Fort Worth Brahmas. The Bugs with goals from Manitowich, Wildfong, and Palahiki. And they attack right to left offensively in the 3rd period. The Fort Worth Brahmas skating left to right. Mudbugs on the home whites. The Fort Worth Brahmas wearing the road black and purple jerseys, underway with the 3rd. And Brandon Carper has control, weaving through center ice. He will sail the dump in off the glass over the head of referee Lacroix to the near corner. Craig Menard does battle up against Brian Lundbaum. Poke down in deep. Menard sweeps it around for Craig Soki. And it's Soki with time and room. He turns around and will lead it up ahead. Dan Wildfong pushed into the far glass. Puck chopped ahead by Adam Davis through center ice. It's Martin Paquette, stood up by Craig Soki, and now back towards the Brahmas blue line. Whacked ahead by Lundbaum for Chad Woolard. He gets shouldered by Jason Basil. Here's Paquette over the line with a wrist shot. That one's a chest save from Ken Carroll. Over into the corner. Basil back for Craig Menard. And the Mudbugs are away on the breakout. Menard headmanning for Dan Wildfong. He settles that bouncing puck down. Slides it down in deep as the Bugs go for a line change. Brett Smith's line ready to step on. He's out there now. He'll await his line mates Manitowich and Chris Broussard. And now down the left wing side, it'll be chipped down low by Jay Banich. Nick Udovicic going after it. Canceled out with Broussard. Puck bounces around, and now it's Broussard hopping on it through center ice. 1-on-4. Tugged from behind by Banich. Able to shovel it down in deep on the backhand. Joran Welsh behind his own goal. He'll rifle it off the boards. Off the skate of Broussard. He takes charge. Chris Broussard dipping down in deep. Try to feed it in front for Manitowich. That one knocked away by Udovicic. Banich stood up by Quade Lightbody. Battle going on along the half wall. Broussard trying to step away from traffic. Udovicic will go over everybody's heads and over the glass into the Fort Worth bench, just avoiding backup goaltender Larry Sterling. That's a puck out of play with 18:30 to go in period number 3. 3-2, the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs with the lead. So glad you've joined us on Run from the Relatives night at the Century Tel Center. Bugs encouraging everybody to get out of the house and enjoy Mudbugs hockey. Nothing against the relatives, just time to get away for just a little while and enjoy the excitement of Mudbugs hockey here at the CTC. Jan Yass rubbed into the glass on the far side, lifted back out towards center by the Bugs, and it's Hines for Carper. He goes up to the center red line and fires the dump in around the boards. Travis Bell defensively lifted back towards the blue line. David Oliver, a thunderous hit on Mark Hines, who drops down on all fours, puck underneath him. And the whistle sounds. Puck frozen up against the wall, and Mark Hines is going to have to shake that one off. David Oliver lowering the boom on the Brahmas defenseman. Oliver so tough. When he gets the legs going, will drop those heavy hits on anyone in his sight. That time it was Hines in the train tracks. Hines will stay out there alongside Brandon Carper defensively for Fort Worth. Bugs with control inside their own blue line. Craig Menard, he's had a strong game for the Bugs here this evening. Lost control though to Lundbaum, and at the Fort Worth circles, it's Carper off the window for Paquette, redirected across through the legs of both McPherson and Lundbaum. Now through center ice, big hit by Soki leads to this. Wildfong in over the line, hanging on, wrist shot over the head of Murphy off the glass. Around for Soki, left it for Menard. Craig Menard golfs it down in deep, touched by Wildfong behind the cage. Lundbaum takes it away, and a left wing pass finds Chad Woolard. Woolard up to the center red line, hanging on, waiting to the trailer. Lundbaum tried the shot, that one missed wide, poked at by Ken Carroll, but now cleared away by Forbes McPherson out towards center red. 17:20 to go, period number 3. 3-2, the Mudbugs with the lead, looking for their 5th win of the season in 6 games against the Fort Worth Brahmas. Puck lifted up in the air and right into Ken Carroll's glove. He's going to drop it off behind the goal for Chris Broussard. Sharp lead pass for Ryan Manitowich up to the center red line, and he deals the dump in down low. It'll be Sheldon Nijelski. Backhanding up ahead for Derek Seal. Breakout pass skipped over the stick of Brian Bansner, and he's outreached by Wes Blevins, but sent all the way down. An icing call against the Mudbugs with 16:48 to go in period number 3. 3-2 the score. Once again, the Fort Worth Brahmas have not won in this building since October 19, 2002. And in past seasons, it's not too surprising. The Brahmas really struggling. The Mudbugs have had some great years, but this season especially impressive by our Mudbugs team, given the fact that the Brahmas have a brand new squad, a very talented one at that, assembled by Al Sims this summer. A lot of talent brought into Fort Worth, Texas, and they're sitting at the top of the Northeast Division with the Bugs. As of right now, one of these two teams will have sole possession after tonight. Shane Palahicki scampers through center ice, down the left wing side, wanted to leave for Nicholson, held in by Shepard, not quite. Just barely caught some of the neutral zone as Shepard stepped in, and now Scott Shepard being shoved in the corner. Adam Davis stepping in, and David Oliver wants a piece of one of the Fort Worth Brahmas. That's Nijelski. Are those two gonna go? Linesman steps between those two, and the shoving continues. Palahicki in there. As we have some more nastiness. We've had our share of chippy games between these two teams and several fights this season. It has not been a very nasty season series, despite the fact that these two teams have played so often. But it's been very close on the scoreboard and some great hockey back and forth. And as far as the chippiness goes, tough to match Thursday's game against the Memphis River Kings. That one, a whole lot of scrums in that contest between two teams that just don't like each other. Side of the cage, it's Brett Smith throwing one towards the goal off a skate, and Dan Murphy had to be sharp to keep that one away from the goal line. Joran Welsh between the two circles, ahead, Yas leaving for Welsh, and now it's grabbed by Aaron Davis over the red line, over the blue. Davis trying to dangle between his legs, tangled up with Quaid Lightbody up against the end boards. Lightbody and Davis. Blevins knocks down Upton behind the goal. Penalty coming up against the Mudbugs defenseman, right in front of referee Fred Lecoyer. Blevins looking up and seeing the guy in stripes, and he will go towards the penalty box. 15:54 to go. Period number 3. Mudbugs with a 3-2 lead, and now their penalty killers will be called upon once again. As Wes Blevins sits down at the 4:06 mark of period number 3. As he knocked down Daryl Upton behind the goal. Face off to Ken Carroll's right. Wildfong leaning in up against Lundbaum. Won by Fort Worth. They work on the power play for the 3rd time on the evening. It's Paquette to the corner for Brian Lundbaum, and back into Paquette. Down low Lundbaum. Back and forth they go. Giveaway by Paquette right to Forbes McPherson. And Forbes McPherson softly slides it all the way down. He's so good at reading those plays. Paquette tried to nonchalantly go up the wall, and Forbes McPherson had the blade right there to cut it off and need some more time off the penalty clock. Ryan Manitowicz on a steal at center ice, coming back down the left wing side, cuts towards the middle, gets knocked right into the cage as he was hooked by Brandon Carper on the back check. Ryan Manitowicz, good speed again. And that knocked off the pegs, and while the face-off coming up off to our left with 1:25 to go in the Wes Blevins penalty. As the Bugs have the 3-2 lead, trying to go perfect on the penalty kill for the first time in 6 games. That's something Scott Musket has worked on with the boys. Face-off will be coming up outside the zone because it was Manitowicz that knocked the net off. And Brett Smith will be working up front with Chris Broussard on the penalty kill. Nicholson and Bell complete the corners on the box defense. And it'll be Travis Bell wristing it all the way down. Aaron Davis stops on a dime behind his own goal. Incoming was Brett Smith. Now it's Carper to the right side for Jan Yas. Yas with a head of steam in over the line. Stutter step move into the corner. Slides it up top. Aaron Davis, half wall for Jan Yas. Center point, Aaron Davis back for Yas. Stepping in, slap shot, deadened up high by Chris Broussard. Lands back behind the goal. Udavicic got it skipped by him. To the near corner for Jan Yas. Yas has a goal here in this game, to the corner again. That one passed by Woolard, picked off by Chris Broussard, and he coolly guides it all the way down the left wing side. 42 seconds to go in the Wes Blevins penalty. It'll be Brandon Carper again, stopping back behind his own goal. As the Brahmas skate left to right, working on their third power play chance. Lundbaum in over the line, with a lane to the outside, forehand try, save made by Ken Carroll. Lundbaum stopped again, right leg save made by the Mudbugs netminder, cleared all the way down, 20 seconds to go in the Blevins penalty. Joran Welsh back behind his own goal. Paquette staying out here for Al Sims. Reaching for it through center was Chad Woolard. He just shakes his head as he goes towards the bench. He was behind the center red line. The pass missed, and that time it looked like a case of Woolard just not happy with his teammate. Woolard will take a seat, and the Mudbugs are 8 seconds away from killing off this penalty call. 14:02 to go, period number 3. The Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs with a 3-2 lead on this Sunday evening. This is the final home game for the Mudbugs here in 2004, the calendar year. Palahicki, a wrist shot from the left wing circle, and that one steered away by Dan Murphy. The tripping penalty to Blevins comes to an end. He makes a beeline for the bench. And the Bugs are back to full strength. Another big penalty kill. The Brahmas 0 for 3 with the man advantage. Travis Bell stops behind his own goal off to our right, as Matt Nicholson and Jay Banich whack one another in the top of the zone. Travis Bell steps out, breakout pass. Shane Palahicki unable to handle it. Trickles back towards Shepard, and he drops it back for David Oliver. Far corner of the Mudbugs end, lined up by Banich, and Banich got the worst of that one, all glass, as he lined up David Oliver. Sent back in by the Brahmas, Travis Bell with control. Lead pass for David Oliver, shuffle pass for Shepard. Knocked down with a high hit from Nijelski. And offside called on that little bump, forcing the Mudbugs off as they try to cross the blue line. 13:10 to go, period number 3. 3-2 is the score. These two teams will not meet again until February 19th. And if it seems like we've seen a lot of the Fort Worth Brahmas and Memphis River Kings, it's because we very much have. This is the 5th consecutive game against either one of those division rivals. Quaid Lightbody in the neutral zone, wristing it down in deep. Sheldon Nijelski takes it off the end boards of his own zone and stops back behind the cage. And you think we're done with the Brahmas and River Kings, think again. Got the home and home series against Memphis coming up. Here comes Brett Smith into enemy ice. To the slot for Brassard, down low, Brett Smith back for Brassard. Quick shot and a save by Dan Murphy. Great passing there. Smith and Brassard back and forth. Chris Brassard denied though. Blevins will rattle it in around the boards on the dump in. Lightbody cutting it off near side. Quaid Lightbody bumped away from the puck by Upton. Aaron Davis angles it back through center, and now it's Wes Blevins ahead. Smith for Brassard over the line, fires, and a save by Murphy up in the air, off the top of the goal, and it lands behind the cage. Brassard to the slot for Wildfong. Man went down, Wildfong still holding on for McPherson, left wing circle. Forbes McPherson's pass blocked by Yas, and now taken away by the Slovakian forward, lined up by Wildfong, and he just heard the footsteps at the last second. Dump in by Fort Worth. Blevins' pass missed for McPherson. And it's Martin Paquette for Wes Blevins, and whacked back out towards center ice. Pumped right back in by Adam Davis. With 11:55 to go in period number 3. 3-2, Mudbugs with the lead. All the scoring in the first 2 periods thus far. Off the skate of Brassard to Carper. Left wing pass, Woolard over the line. Lundbaum for Paquette. Knifed off his stick by Craig Menard. Thrown back towards the front. All the way back up top for Carper. Down in deep, missed for Woolard. Rolls all the way around to the near corner. Craig Menard tried to leave for Wildfong. Wildfong stood up by Lundbaum. Craig Menard trying to drop it back, cut off by Woolard. Now swatted it up in the air by McPherson. Comes towards Paquette. Couldn't get it towards the middle. Spinning around off the side of the cage as he fell down. Chad Woolard still with the cycling in the trenches for the Brahmas. Chipped up the wing and out, redirected through by Forbes McPherson. Craig Soki down the left wing side, getting it back towards the Brahmas circles. Sent back all the way down by Adam Davis. Tipped though, icing washed out. Live puck to our right is played by Travis Bell. Bell ahead for David Oliver. He's fresh off the bench. Ran into Nick Udovicic. Udovicic on the dump in. He will scale in, and Ken Carroll will swipe it around the boards. Shane Palahicki cutting it off. Rolled back towards the middle. Bansner sweeps it down low again. Travis Bell with some room. Banks it off the window and back out through center ice. Joran Welsh is inside his own blue line. Welsh with control. Stick handling through traffic. Now completes the dump in from 70 feet out. Derek Seal colliding with Matt Nicholson. Shepard, a little backhand pass for Shane Palahicki, trying to shovel it out, hit the body of Welsh. Palahicki on the second try. Pinned up against the glass by Derek Seal. Bansner stepping in. Puck jarred loose to Bell, and he drops behind his own goal, and it's Travis Bell trying to get the motor going for the Mudbugs. Bell's pass off a skate, sits on the far wing. Travis Bell stepping in again. Bank pass up ahead. Brett Smith in over the line, 1-on-2. Tried to leave it around Joran Welsh. I was unable to find it. And now taken away by Daryl Upton. He snaps the dump in down low. Jan Yas going after it off the back of the cage. Quaid Lightbody taking him out. Wes Blevins knocking down Upton. Comes away with a puck out of the corner as we're past the halfway point in period number 3. Blevins pass knocked away by Carper. Manitowicz will wrist it back towards the Brahmas circles. Carper for Upton. And Upton stick handles neatly and gets it ahead for Aaron Davis. Couldn't handle the pass though. Forbes McPherson between the two benches right down below us. Doing battle McPherson. Quaid Lightbody looking to pop it loose. Trickles back to Carper, and now a left wing pass for Jan Yas. He will chop it in down low. And Ken Carroll will tee it up behind the cage for Dan Wildfung, who's got to go in this game. 12 game point scoring streak now for the Mudbugs' leading scorer. His 15th goal of the season back in period number 1 with just 13 seconds left in the opening frame. That was a big one to give the Mudbugs the lead. And they have a 3-2 lead right now with 9 minutes to go in the third period. Long sequence here without a whistle. Dan Wildfung softly taps it back between the Fort Worth circles. Sheldon Nijelski ahead for Paquette. Bumped away from the puck by Jason Basil. Craig Menard at his own blue line. Menard bouncing one ahead over the line. Forbes McPherson hanging on, curls inside the line. Throws it all the way across. Wildfung touch pass just missed for Craig Menard. Maybe one too many passes. Wildfung to the far wing. To the blue line for Craig Menard. Right side, Basil tried to wrist it down low off the body of Paquette. Now back the other way. Here comes Brian Lundbaum into Mudbugs ice. Stops to the trailer. Adam Davis down low. Walking in, Paquette throws it across off a shin pad. Pinballs around and lifted back to the blue line. Adam Davis keeping it alive. Down in deep for Paquette. Behind the goal. Martin Paquette wraparound try. Saved by Ken Carroll. Along the ice, he makes the stop. Shepard now back through center ice, but behind Palahicki. Chad Woolard will pump it back down low to the Mudbug zone. Ken Carroll leaves for Travis Bell. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Several minutes here without a whistle. Big hit on Palahicki on the far side by Jay Banich, and he didn't gain the center red line. Icing called against the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs, and there's our whistle. 8:02 to go, third period. 3-2, the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs with the lead. 21 saves from Ken Carroll as he stopped Martin Paquette from walking out, and I'd love to see the shots for Brian Lundbaum. He's had 3 or 4 by my count, and some good scoring opportunities too, including one right down the middle in period number 1 on a redirect, as he was all by himself in the slot, tried to just touch it over Ken Carroll and couldn't do so. Kenny with 21 saves and has had Brian Lundbaum's number all season long. Here comes Brett Smith through center ice, but offside called against the Mudbugs. Ryan Manitowicz ahead of the puck. 7:49 to go, third period. Mudbugs with the 3-2 lead. They will get ready to travel to Austin coming up tomorrow after practice. Noon departure. Mudbugs will go to the Travis County Expo Center in Austin, Texas, getting ready for the showdown against the Ice Bats. A very good Ice Bats team. A much improved team as Greg Gatto has taken over behind the bench for the Bats, and we hope you'll join us for that broadcast on 7:10 a.m. coming up on Tuesday evening, starting at 7:15 p.m. Ken Carroll taking a puck and covering as it was dumped in from the neutral zone by the Brahmas. 7:37 to go, third period. 3-2. The Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs with the lead, trying to make it a perfect 4-game homestand. Started against this Fort Worth team back on December 17th, as the Bugs had another outstanding performance against Fort Worth. And then in back-to-back games over the past week, able to defeat the Memphis River Kings and dominate their division rivals, including one 8-2. And then most recently on Thursday, 5-2 was the final score. Brett Smith into enemy ice. Smith hanging on with some room. Wrist shot saved by Murphy. Smith stays with his own rebound, but it was knocked away from his stick, and now back the other way comes Jan Yas. Yas in over the line. Wrist shot. That one off a body towards the near corner. Quaid Lightbody will take it. Flings it back off the boards. Brett Smith takes it away. He's had an outstanding game for the Bugs. Brett Smith through center. Now it comes to Ryan Manitowicz, cruising in over the line. Thrown right across. Brassard was reaching. Just out of his reach. And it's Chris Broussard trying to toss it towards the front, poked by Murphy into the corner. Mark Hines scales it off the glass, back through center, and hustling to grab it is Craig Menard. 6:47 to go, third period. Menard for Basil. These two have been outstanding, both of them here in this game. Jason Basil and Craig Menard. Chad Woolard shuffles along for Brian Lundbaum. Lundbaum in over the line, right wing pass. Paquette just weakly throws it on goal, and it's sticked away by Ken Carroll. Back behind the cage, Brian Lundbaum wrapped up by Jason Basil. Najelski, centering pass, comes right towards McPherson, and he redirects out. This will be an icing call as it goes all the way down. Another good read by Forbes McPherson, getting a stick in the passing lane. And he ices it all the way. Face-off coming up in the Mudbug zone. 6:21 to go, third period. 3-2, the Mudbugs with the lead. We have 4,421 fans in attendance tonight. They're enjoying this one as the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs finish the first period with a great goal. Just 13 seconds remaining in the first. That's the big one right now. Although Shane Palahicki's goal in the second is the difference goal. 3-2 the score. Brett Smith on the face-off. Pulls it back towards Quaid Lightbody on the near side. Lifted back out through center. Swatted at by Najelski, ahead for Adam Davis, and he comes cruising in over the line. Finds Woolard, centering pass, Paquette right there, backhander, and that one went wide of the cage. Kenny might have gotten a piece of it, or it went off the outside of the goal. Martin Paquette looked like he had Ken Carroll beaten. Chris Broussard towards the middle, just able to roll it down in deep. And it's Adam Davis to the left wing side. Najelski back to center ice, and Paquette stays out there after being denied. Chad Woolard set him up. Ken Carroll moving across, might have gotten his right leg on that puck. Otherwise, Paquette had to roll off his stick and just hit the outside of the goal. David Oliver in over the line. Tried to feed it across for Palahicki. That one lifted away by Welsh, and here comes Bansner with Welsh. Wrist shot that went off the stick of Travis Bell. Welsh horseshoes it around to the near side. Udavicic on the cutoff. Chips it up off the glass, back behind Ken Carroll. Travis Bell tried to clear, goes up in the air and clipped the netting above the referee in the corner, and that'll be a puck out of play with 5:13 to go, period number 3. 3-2 the score. The Mudbugs with the lead. Ken Carroll 4-0-0 this season against the Fort Worth Brahmas. He now has 22 saves in this game and is looking for his 10th win overall on the year. Wildfong, Soki, and McPherson. On this face-off, it's Joran Welsh with control, blasting it in off the left leg of Ken Carroll. And the rebound taken away by Craig Menard and lifted out towards center ice. Between the two benches is Aaron Davis. He takes charge, and he will saucer in deep. Jason Basil off the end wall, trickles backside of the goal. Craig Menard finds some refuge back behind the net. Left wing pass for Dan Wildfong, and just barely flipped out towards center ice. Glove down by Aaron Davis. He turns the corner, back over the line. 50-foot slap shot was blocked by Jason Basil and trickles right into Ken Carroll, who covers. Soki wrapping up his man right in front. That's Chad Woolard down there. 4:43 to go, third period. 3-2, the Mudbugs with the lead. And we'll get ready for another draw coming up in the Mudbug zone. Lundbaum, Paquette, who will take the face-off, and Woolard, the big line for the Fort Worth Brahmas. Won by Fort Worth. Lundbaum's shot off a couple of sticks. Trickles right to Ken Carroll, who leaves for Quaid Lightbody. Left wing pass, Chris Broussard. Try to move it up the wall. Cut off by Lundbaum. Back into traffic to the blue line and out past the outstretched Lundbaum. Najelski will snap it right back in, and Ken Carroll will leave for Wes Blevins. 4:24 to go, third period. Blevins lead pass. Brett Smith unable to find it. Lundbaum down in deep. Look out, Paquette stuff attempt down low. Trickles into the right circle, and Ryan Manitowicz takes it away. Lead pass for Chris Broussard. One-on-one against Najelski. Broussard hanging on. Still with control. Thrown in front for Manitowicz, but redirected wide. Redirected out now by the Brahmas to center, and Quaid Lightbody will send it right back over the Brahmas blue line. Brian Lundbaum dangling into Mudbugs ice. Wrist shot. That one missed high and wide. Bounces to the side of the goal. Ken Carroll down on his knees watching that one. Chris Broussard taking that one away, and he will go airmail all the way down. And icing called again against the Mudbugs. 3:47 to go, period number 3. 3-2 is the score. Again, later on tonight in the CHL, the Fort Worth Brahmas, I should say, the Corpus Christi Rays and the Laredo Bucks going at it at 7:30 in a battle for the top spot in the Southeast Division. The Corpus Christi Rays with a 2-point lead over the Laredo Bucks. And isn't it ironic that both the Mudbugs and the Laredo Bucks are getting fired up at the same time on the season? Face-off win for Fort Worth. Wrist shot by Joran Welsh off a body and back to the left point. Bansner towards the net through traffic. Ken Carroll saw it at the last second. Rebound taken away by Dan Wildfong up to the center red line, and he slowly rolls the dump in down in deep, but the Bugs are offside. They'll touch up at the blue line, and that allows Fort Worth on the breakout, but it was stripped away from Bansner by McPherson. Right side slap shot, glove down with the left hand by Dan Murphy. Wildfong tripped up. Doesn't like it, he'll get back up. And get ready for another draw coming up this time in the Brahmas zone. 3:21 to go, third period. 3-2 is the score. Mentioned the Brahmas trying to get the checking line out there, which has been very strong. That time Bansner coughed it up to Forbes McPherson. Both teams have had their third lines produce goals in this game. Palahiki, Shepard, and Oliver in the second period, and then that was answered 2 minutes later by the line of Bansner, Banich, and Udavicic for Fort Worth. Face-off win for the Bugs. Blevins with a slap shot that flutters wide to the near corner for Ryan Manitowicz. And he will guide it down in deep behind the goal. Brett Smith stepping in. Bumped into the glass. Around for Manitowicz to the near corner. Ryan Manitowicz stick handling. Trying to walk out. Getting wrestled to the ice by Adam Davis. No call from referee Fred Lecoyer. Back to the blue line. Light body down in deep. Aaron Davis takes it away, and it's Davis streaking through center ice, gulps it high up in the air, and it'll land back behind Ken Carroll. 2:45 to go, third period. Mudbugs with a 1-goal lead, trying to get sole possession of first place in the Northeast Division. Puck frozen up against the corner boards underneath Quaid Lightbody, and while the face-off coming up in the Mudbug zone. 2:41 to go, third period. Talked about the Laredo Bucks getting on fire as they get ready to take on the Corpus Christi Rays tonight. Bucks have won 7 games in a row. And that will be a 7:30 face-off, and the only other game taking place tonight in the CHL. Earlier this afternoon, 7-1 Wichita over Tulsa. Wrist shot by Hines off a body to the corner. Craig Menard in his own end. Run into by Brian Lundbaum. Taken away by the Bugs, and it's Shane Palahiki through center ice. He will hoist it up in the air. And that puck just plops down in deep behind Dan Murphy. And again, it's Fort Worth looking to go for the breakout. Lundbaum on the far side. Across for Brandon Carper off his skate for Paquette. Stood up by Menard. Brandon Carper again looking to go rink wide off the stick of McPherson. Woolard drops back. Mark Hines to the empty wing. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Brandon Carper running into Dan Wildfong. Wildfong and Carper pushing one another in front of the Fort Worth bench. Now it trickles over to Craig Soki, and he will stash the dump in down low. Dan Murphy will drop it off for Mark Hines. Hines flings it around. Martin Paquette on the near side. Sidesteps the check of Brian Manitowicz. 1:45 to go, third period. Paquette up to the blue line. Dump in, rolled down low. Ken Carroll for light body around. Joran Welsh cutting it off. Banned on the wrist shot, though. Near side, stapled into the glass by Ryan Manitowicz. 2-on-2 battle going on. Nick Udavicic as it come back to him. Bounce towards the cage. Ken Carroll able to get that one away from Martin Paquette. Blevins shoving Paquette. Brett Smith takes it away, floats it up the wing. Joran Welsh keeps it alive, but he gave it away to Brett Smith, and he comes racing back through center ice. Banked off the near boards and back towards the Brahmas circles with 1:12 to go in the third period. The Mudbugs with the 3-2 lead here at the Century Tel Center on this Sunday evening. Dan Wildfong at center ice. Loose puck, diving play. Wildfong gets it back over the Fort Worth blue line. 60 seconds to go. Mudbugs with the 3-2 lead. Murphy inching towards his bench. Here comes Adam Davis. Dropper for Najelski. Wrist shot, never got on goal. Behind the net, Adam Davis all the way around with the net now empty to our left. Near side, Woolard centering pass. Upton, bottom of the circle, right through the crease. Near side, Lundbaum turning around. Bumped into the glass by Wildfong. 31 seconds to go. McPherson takes the hit. Puck cleared back out towards center ice. Adam Davis with control. 25 seconds left. Mudbugs looking at first place, all alone in the Northeast Division. 20 seconds to go. Lifted out by Jason Basil. Here comes Forbes McPherson. McPherson gets it away from Carper, hanging on for Wildfong. Shot was blocked by Davis. Back towards the goal and blocked by Woolard. 7 seconds left. Back to center ice. Jason Basil with control. 3 seconds to go. He'll watch the clock bleed down to 0. This one's over. Mudbugs are in first place, all alone in the Northeast Division. Three to 2, the final score. The Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs over the Fort Worth Brahmas yet again. This one a little more tense in the final seconds, but the Mudbugs hang on. 24 saves from Ken Carroll. Another outstanding performance against Fort Worth. Kenny improves to 5-0-0 against the Fort Worth Brahmas, and the Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs are now 5-0-1 against their I-20 rivals. 3 to 2, the final score. The Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs have won 5 games in a row and 6 out of their last 7. An outstanding effort here tonight, getting goals from Ryan Minitowicz, Dan Wildfong, and Shane Palahicki. Brett Smith with 2 assists. He was tremendous. And the game-winning goal from Shane Palahicki, produced by that third line. Great work. Palahicki, Shepard, and David Oliver. We'll take a break and return with the Krista Schumpert Mudbugs post-game show. 3-2 the final. The Mudbugs defeat the Fort Worth Brahmas yet again, and they're in first place in the Northeast Division all by themselves with a record of 15-7-3. This is Bossier Shreveport Mudbugs hockey here on KWKH, AM 1130.
Hey, Kate. Got a cough with chest congestion? That's okay. We made Robitussin DM just for you. Ooh, got the flu, Tom? We made Robitussin Flu just for you, too. Whatever comes with your cough, Robitussin has a formula just right for you. Hey, Ann, got a cough and gotta hit the road? We made Robitussin cough gels just for you. The power of Robitussin in easy-to-swallow capsules.